If you're dealing with some type of performance anxiety, it's because some part of you isn't currently in present time. So if we look at what it means to actually be in present time, right? Present time is simply here, right now. Anything that pulls you out of present time would be anything that takes part of your attention. So let's say we have present time and then we have your attention. Let's say we could have like literally little units of attention. And let's say that we have 100, let's just give ourselves an arbitrary number of 100 total units that we could have for attention, right? 100 total units that you could put into present time. And if all these units basically, again, they just encompass the ability that you have to have attention. If all of these 100 units are currently in present time, there is nothing to pull. Like if this is you, if all 100 of yourself is in present time, there's nothing to pull you off of present time to then create anxiety, right? But let's say that you have a conversation with a girlfriend, and that's taking, again, these are arbitrary numbers, but this is just to make it workable to get the point across, right? You have a girlfriend that's taking 3 units of the conversation that you just had. So now you only have 97 units there. Let's say you have family in the stands, and you're worried about what they might think. That's 6 units that are pulling from present time. And then you have the last 3 games you didn't play well, and that's taking 12 units, right? So now we have 12, 6, 18, 21. You only have 79 total units currently in present time. And so this right here is what creates the anxiety, because all anxiety is doubt about something or something that's pulling you out of where you are right now. If all of what you have is where you are right now, there is no room for that anxiety. So what we want to do for that is, from my perspective, because I want to actually solve what the problem is, not give like a tip or trick, right? So instead of trying to trick, because this is one of the things I despise the most, is when we're going to trick our brain into something, as if we don't have control over our brain. Like, little side note there, let's say that this is our brain, right? All your brain is doing is taking and sending out electrical signals and doing and giving the commands that you give it, right? Your brain isn't the initiator of it. You are the initiator of what your brain does. So I'm not trying to trick my brain. I want to be in communication clearly with my brain to be able to send the signals that I want to send, to be able to think the thoughts that I want to have, to be able to be in the space that I want to be in, right? So it's not when it comes to anxiety, performance anxiety for me, or anything that's pulling you off of being fully in a performance. It's not about a tip or a trick. It's about taking these things that are taking whatever units you have available for attention, that are taking you out of present time and pulling your attention off. So what does that practically mean? That means handling whatever these things are that are pulling you out of present time, right? So what does it mean to handle the thing, right? If we want to handle these, that means that we want these to no longer pull attention units. So handling it is whatever you have to do for that thing to no longer have your attention. So if there's some conversation that you had with the girlfriend that is taking your attention out of what you have available, right? That's not allowing you to be in present time. Go handle whatever that is. Get to some end product, end point there where that is literally handled and it's no longer a problem. Not trying to ignore it, not trying to whatever, just like actually go handle it. If you have family in the stands and there's something that is being caused there, handle whatever that is. Like, come to some type of conclusion or decision for that where it no longer affects you in present time, right? And then the same thing with the past 3 games. Like, there has to be some way to handle that where it's no longer affecting your pulling attention off. So there are different ways that we can go about that. That's a little bit more than what I want to get into for this video, but it's a different way to look at performance anxiety. You don't have to have a tip. You don't have to have a trick. You don't have to have some saying that you repeat over and over. It's like if we just look at this and you have this amount of attention that you can have, figure out what is pulling your attention out of present time, having all of yourself in present time, all the units of attention that you have right here in what you're doing. Figure out what's pulling off and then go and handle those real world so that they no longer affect you. Have the conversation, have have the conversation with someone else, have the conversation with yourself, do the actual physical action that's required to handle those, and get yourself to the point where you can actually be fully present in where you are, where you can literally just sit there, be there, so that you can go and execute in your performance in your game or whatever it is.